Here's a thought about a depth of field calculator, and in particular how I'm using a depth of field calculator now in the field. By the way, in the field today is Dufur, Oregon, in north central Oregon, just barely east of Mount Hood. I can see Mount Hood over there. Spectacular. I've been using longer and longer lenses lately, particularly because of the stabilization of my camera and the absolutely gorgeous 50 to 200 millimeter Leica Panasonic lens that I have. And I just see naturally with this lens. But of course, one of the things about using longer lenses is they tend to have a shallower depth of field when you use close focusing. So with the wide-angle lens, you throw it on f8 and you just shoot and you know everything's going to be in focus. But with a long lens, particularly when I'm shooting at the 150 to 200 millimeter range on a micro four thirds, that's 300 to 400 millimeters in full frame, the depth of field can get really shallow. So I've started using a depth of field calculator, looking at my subject, guessing how far away it is and how deep I need my depth of field to be, and the little depth of field calculator on my phone tells me exactly what aperture I should be using in order to get everything in focus, or conversely, everything that's not sharply focused sufficiently out of focus. And the depth of field calculator has been incredibly useful. I'm using one on my smartphone, but there's lots of other ways to do it. The point is, rather than guess, I'm discovering it's a lot more efficient to take the time to look it up on the depth of field calculator and to get it right. And now I'm missing very, very few images where my depth of field is unfortunately too shallow. So it's a new handy tool I'm using a lot.